All right, guys, Go to Boy 32 here. Check it out. So I'm sitting here with my really good friend Lance, and if you've been following the channel for a couple years now, you know that Lance and I always love to have these competitions out here at the 300 yard from various red dot scopes, 1 to 6 power, that kind of thing. And one of the things that we differ in is the type of measurements on our scopes, and that's because, let's just say, MOA versus MILRAD. And I was like, you know what, this would be a great topic for a video, simply because there is no right or wrong, but it's also what do you prefer better. So anyway, I thought we're both basically, I think, at the same level. We're not snipers, we're just regular old people who shoot, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to share some of our thoughts with you. So I'm just going to turn it over to Lance. Lance, now you are a MILRAD guy, right?
I'm a MILRAD guy, I guess. I mean, you could use either. But yeah, typically the scopes that I buy end up being in milliradian. Mostly it's because I know basic measurements of different objects at varying distances. So, I mean, for instance, obviously 1 milliradian at 500 yards, about 18 inches. It's about a human torso. You could say an apple at 100 yards is about 1 milliradian. That's about 3.6 inches in diameter. So it's all in the ranging. I honestly have no preference. You can shoot with either. If you can shoot with one, you can shoot with the other. It just takes the time to learn. But
I think, and I'm on board with that, because that's kind of how I learned it. But one of the reasons why I choose MOA over the MILRAD system is because, and you said it, at an apple at 100 yards is 3.6 inches. Or 1 mil at 1,000 yards is what?
36.
36 what?
36 inches.
Right. So one of the things that, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, I'm horrible at math, man. When we start talking about algebra, if you're going to be shooting, you're going to be doing a lot of math. You're going to be transferring information from one to the other. And I agreed that if you've got a spotter, he needs to be on board with the same system that you're using. So that's one of the reasons why I like the MOA reason, because every time I start thinking about MILRAD, I'm transferring that information into inches. Why don't I just go ahead and utilize a system that is already in inches?
Based on inches. The one thing I like about MOA more than milliradians too is that it's finer adjustments. I mean, we're talking 0.36 inches for a tenth of a milliradian adjustment, when standard for MOA is 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
I know it sucks. Like, that's the one thing I didn't like about my 1 to 4 PST, was that it was poor 1.5 or sorry,
And
0.5.
behind us right now, and I'm glad he's here because he doesn't realize we're doing a video, is our good friend Moneybags, and I'm glad he's here. But and for instance, I'm sitting here looking at a scope. This is the Sight Mark. This is the Rapid AR. I'm working on doing a review on this guy, but it's set up in MOA. And the nice thing is that it is set up with 14 or 15, actually 14 MOA per revolution, but it's 1/4 measurement. So this thing's got 4 clicks, and then you're 1 MOA, 2 MOA, 3 MOA. 1 MOA at 300 yards is 3 inches. So I can go, if it's 1 MOA at 300, I know that's 3 inches down there. If it's 1 MOA at 400 yards, it's 4 inches. So it's easier for me to do the calculations in my head. So when people say the MILRAD is better for me for sizing, the MOA is better for me for judging of how much fall, how much rise, how much windage, that type of thing. So
It's comparing imperial versus standard.
Yep. And I sit there. One of my good friends, X-Ring, he does a great explanation of the differences, and there's no preference over either one. I've listened to a lot of the sniper guys coming out with the teams, and they are slowly transitioning to an MOA. As well, they're also transitioning from front focal point to a second focal point scope, because
I've only ever ranged in my highest power.
Yeah,
I don't have anything that shoots far enough that I need to throw down the magnification to get the adjustment or the holdover to shoot a 5.56. I mean, that 3 to 9 Trigicon that I just got is second focal plane. I will never have to shoot that gun further than what the reticle has to offer as is. So if I have to dial down for that, that's too far of a shot. I mean, if you're thinking in like a tactical situation or whatever, like if you're one of those guys, if it's that far away and I see people or whatever situation coming at me, I'm just going the other
I'm
direction.
gonna let them walk. But anyway, did you ever get that Night Force scope?
Yeah.
If you got a scope, would you get it in MILRAD or MOA? I think we've had this discussion over the phone,
I'd
didn't
probably
we?
just get it in MOA because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Because that's what everything else is normally.
That's it for me. But like you said, there is no right or wrong to each one of them. For me, it's the ease of calculation. It's easier for me to go. I know what a 1/4 inch is at 100 yards. I know what an 1/8 of an inch is at 50 yards. 25 yards, it's a 16th. So it's boom, 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 boom. Very easy, very simple. 300 yards, I know that if I've got a 11.5 or 10.25 inch drop, I bring this thing up and I know exactly where it's going. But it's the ease of calculation, but that's it.
You just got to put time into it. That's what it is. It's whatever you learn, like whatever you take the time in to learn. That's it.
Time, learning.
Time, learning.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I mean, it's funny, you know,
Ain't nobody
like you
got
said about
time for
algebra.
that.
Like thinking back in high school, like when the hell am I going to use this? And now,
Nope. 2 trains, man. One heading north, one heading south. I start going in the cold sweats. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below. I appreciate you taking the time out to listen to this. But we were sitting here just chatting. I said, man, this is a great opportunity because I wanted to have a discussion about MOA and why I chose MOA. And that's it. It's the ease of operation. It's the ease of knowing. What's one MOA at 200 yards? It's 2 inches. What's 2 MOA at 200 yards? It's 4 inches.
that is a good perspective, like with what you said, because
And-
you're transferring from metric to standard every time that you're using
Yeah.
Miller.
So,
radians.
what's 2 mils at 300 yards? Well, 3.6 inches.
7.2 inches.
Yeah, 7.2 inches. So there again, we're transferring it
No,
back
that's
to
7.2
inches.
at 100 yards, so that's what 7.2 times 3, so 21.6.
Cool. All right. Well, anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down below. There is no wrong or right reason or answer for this whole thing. And, of course, we end it like this. Hey, Moneybag, show us some tattoos, man.
Oh,
Come
man.
on,
I just got
dude.
my back done. It still hurts.
Oh, hell yeah. Come over here. Come over here. Check it
My
out.
back finished, dude.
Let me see.
I'm not on camera. I'm shy.
Yes.
No.
Poor sport.
Poor sport.
Poor sport.
Sport the red, white, and
Says
blue.
the quiet guy now.
God bless America. God bless those men, women in uniform 24/7 for our freedom. Freedom comes in MILRAD and MOA. Let's go to Boy 32 and the Lance. You guys have a great day. Out.